Hi, class. My name is Isaac. I'm from Vancouver. I came to South Korea just last year. It was for the reason of getting married. I met my wife through a Facebook introduction through my pastor at church. So um, I came last year and I started working at a hagwon. I still work here and I teach children how to speak English, listening, reading, writing, all that kind of jazz. Um, I also was a amateur hockey player in Vancouver as well as in Korea. Um, let's move on to today's lesson, warming up. I have some questions to throw out to you guys. What's your definition of a good dresser? Second one, do you prefer to dress up or dress casually? Who is the best dresser among your classmates? Those are the three questions that I like to have you guys discuss over the next few minutes. Um, Cultural exchange tips. Abroad, there are casual Fridays where companies insist that you wear something different from what you wear on other days of the week. So dressing casually. Okay. Are casual Fridays or more casual dress codes generally enforced in your country? And what do most men and women wear to work? That's a question I want you guys to think about. And there's actually a role-playing activity that I want you guys to do. You take your Canadian business partner to a fancy restaurant in Chongro, and he comes to the restaurant wearing khaki pants and short-sleeve polo shirt. The restaurant says that they cannot allow you and your partner to dine at the restaurant since they have to maintain their image. How would you persuade the restaurant host to let you and your guests dine there? Okay, for you and your partner and another partner. Okay, so group of threes. I want you guys to do this role-playing activity for the next few minutes. Okay, time's up. So that activity was very fun and entertaining. The next task, there's some vocabulary and definitions on the side. I want you guys to study those words and do the fill in the blank at the bottom. And moving on to the next task is the dialogue. You gotta fill the blanks and you will hear the dialogue twice. You have to read the male and female dialogue. That's about it. And the next one is the sentence patterns. It's keep it rolling activity. What you have to do is repeat the previous classmates' sentences using the phrase he said, she said. Make your own sentences using the pattern. So in groups of twos, right? Okay, you do this activity. For example, Hannah says, I have an announcement for you. And then Kevin will say, she said, I have an announcement for you. I have a dozen roses for you. Okay, so he made his own pattern using the previous classmate's sentence, right? So you, after doing this activity, you'll become very proficient at using patterns to speak English. And in speaking English, you need to practice these patterns because it'll become more natural to you after you repeat these patterns. Next activity is the guess the occasion activity. So what you're going to do, write a list of two outfits for different occasions. You're going to share the list with your partner so that he or she can guess the occasion for which the dress code is appropriate. The answer must be given in the form of a question. So in partners of twos, I'm going to give an example. A says sneakers, t-shirt, jeans, and a cap. And then B says, what is the dress code for a company picnic? You're going to make up something like this between yourselves. And there's another activity coming up, which is called Escape 3. You're going to count as fast as you can. but stand up and yell ah for every multiples of 3. So this game works like 369 369 in Korea. Example 1 2 ah, 4 5 ah, 7 8 ah. But on the multiples of 3, if you get it wrong and say the number instead of saying ah, then you're sule. Okay, so means you lost the game, right? So I will pick a punishment, and if you get it wrong, then you'll have to either sing or dance or do an impersonation of a famous movie star, whatever. Okay, okay. Activities time's up. Okay, task 7, and you're going to read this example here. The referee saw the two players shouting at each other and told them to keep their shirts on. Okay. Now you're going to read some descriptions at the bottom, and you're going to do some comprehensive questions. Okay. Okay. Winding up to the end of the lesson, what I'm going to explain to you is about how to become very proficient at speaking English. Okay, from my personal experience, what you have to do is just start talking, just like a rapper. You have to just talk without thinking about grammar in the first place. Okay. So even if you get some grammar wrong, what you want to say is like, even if you can't think of any words, what you have to do is mix some Korean too. So a grandfather from Korea came to Vancouver, and he wanted to exchange some 돈. Okay, went to the bank and he said, Korean won, American dollar. Okay, okay. And then the banker kind of understands what he wants to, do, right? So he wants to exchange the Korean won to American dollar, right? So abroad, even if your English is really poor, they understand you with your body language. So don't fear. Just start saying something, right? You don't have to fear anything. Only thing you have to fear in your life is, fear of God's wrath is basically about only thing you would have to fear in this world. Okay, those are some tips. And also, when you watch a Western movie, don't put the caption on because it'll never help you. Just understand the situation and try to memorize the scripts in your brain and match the scripts to the motion picture that you're watching. And after a while, you're going to understand what the situation is about. So sooner or later, you'll get it. And best way to learn. Actually, the best way to learn English is to write on a notepad the whole book of the Bible in King James Version, and that will help you to even modern English and even back to some Renaissance age Shakespearean English as well. So those are my tips. Remember those tips, and we'll see you next time. See you later.